You want to see another cool guy? Wait till you see this guy.
Yeah.
This guy, right there.
Oh, Tom Kline, sure.
That's Tom Kline.
Tom Kline, we love Tom Kline. He's a consultant. Yeah. Hey, there he is over there. Hey.
Look at him.
Yeah. He's like, what are you doing? Yeah. Tom Kline. That's awesome, man.
Kline. Let's say hi to Tom.
Yeah.
Because we love Tom. Here's Tom.
There you go.
He's eating the popcorn.
Kline, what's up? Popcorn is awesome.
Sponsored by ARS. Do you know anybody at ARS? We're going to find somebody. That's our new mission today.
Okay, I think you should.
We
Thank
should.
them for the popcorn.
Now, what have you been doing here?
I've been listening and learning.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed the last session.
That was
with Steve Greenfield.
Yeah,
right?
What did he talk about? I was on panel on the other end of the building.
Talked about the entrepreneurial journey and what happens. Essentially, he asked the three people on stage and said, "Well, how is it to be an entrepreneur?" And I'm going to paraphrase.
Yeah.
This is I'm a genius. I'm an idiot. I'm a genius. I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot.
That is amazing.
Journey in a nutshell.
That is good.
That was awesome.
Yeah, Jay said that was awesome. Jay said he's excited about that.
Tom, it's great to see you.
Yeah, let's go ahead and plug Tom Kline.
Yeah.
Tom Kline Consulting.
Correct.
Vantage Point.
Better Vantage Point. I'm sorry. Okay. Yeah. So we got Better Vantage Point, and I learned some things about you. Right? I thought you were an attorney. Right?
Right. Lots of people do.
I get that all the time. Yeah.
I can't hear Jay, but
he says he gets it all the time.
Yeah.
But
you look like an attorney, though, Jay.
Yeah.
Of course.
So if you're not going to be one, you even look like one, right?
I just play one on TV.
That's so funny. Vantage.
Better
Vantage Point Compliance. Now, the cool part, and I kind of knew this, but you owned a dealership, pretty big dealership.
Correct.
For several years, like quite a while.
Well, I worked there 30 years. My family's been in the car business since 1925.
Oh,
so almost 100 years. And I was there for 30. It's a short, a short time.
Wow.
Tom knows the car business.
Street cred. Yeah.
And what Tom does, tell me if I'm wrong, just shut up, you don't know. Compliance, dealers, basically saving them money. I mean, what do you call them, nuclear verdicts?
Right, so it's compliance, it's risk. So part of what I do is identify risks in the store.
Okay.
And try to devise ways to protect the dealer. That can be either through procedures that we establish in the store, or it could be like buying insurance policies, and understanding what's in the insurance policies is really big as a part of risk. So you know where your soft underbelly is, right? If you know there are exclusions for various things in the insurance policy, right? They're not going to cover this and they're not going to cover this. Then you say, hey, is it worthwhile for you to buy a policy that would cover these things? Is that worth it's your money, it's your dealership, and it's your assets at risk. If I owned a dealership, I would want these protections.
Right, and it's because of the story you were telling today about the bus with the 77 kids.
Right.
Let's hear that story.
Well, you know, one of the what ifs is if you're one of your drivers or your salesman or somebody who has a demo hits a school bus. What happens? I mean, how much? That's the maximum amount of liability scenario that I could come up with. I mean, it's terrible, and it's not. But what happened? What would be the monetary damages to 77 kids? Right? If there's an accident and a lawyer who gets a hold of that, and what would that do potentially to you having to protect the dealership? How would you do it? And
how would you do it?
And would you have enough insurance? Would you have enough insurance?
Would you have enough insurance? Right. Does it? So the Porter guys and clients, they're always driving cars in and off the lot, right?
Correct.
And then we covered for that.
When the Oklahoma City bombing happened, after that, the government determined that vehicles could be weapons of mass destruction, right? Because of the fertilizer bomb. And so this is no different, right? You give a demo to somebody and you don't know if you don't know what their driving record is, which you should.
Right. Before anybody goes on a demo,
it's not
driver's license.
It's not just a demo, but if you have a lot porter,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, for sure.
Are you checking MVR motor vehicle records on lot porters? And are you making risk decisions because you're giving them essentially the keys to the dealership, and then they get in a car? Pardon me.
Are you kidding me? Dealers don't check that MVRs.
Well, he points out things people didn't think of.
You point out things that a lot of people didn't think of, including me. And Jay.
And Jay, there's also criminal reports. I had a dealership group, as an example, call me, and they said, we have a problem. This is from their lawyer. Okay, what's the problem? They said, we found out that one of our F&I managers has a criminal background. I said, okay. And I said, what are you worried about? We're worried what they did with the banks. And this was in the first 5 minutes. I said, do you pull a criminal background check? And they said, no. And I said, well, why not? And they said, it's too complicated. They said, we operate in 5 different states, so it's too complicated. To which I said, you have, I think it was 26 stores, 28 stores.
Oh.
You have enough resources.
Wow.
And they didn't hire me, of course, because I said this. You have enough resources that you can afford to make this work, and that would help solve this problem. I said, this is not a hard problem. This is not a hard problem. So there's all kinds of risks throughout the dealership, right? And if nobody's identifying what those risks are and then talking about it and trying to figure out or devise a way around and creating solutions, that's why
we should get him on with Brian Riker one day.
Oh my word,
that would be awesome.
We call him our DOT guy, and he talks like you.
Yeah,
you guys were thinking bring him and you. No, but it's mitigation.
It's once a month. Can we do that?
Once a month.
Right. Right.
I mean,
I'm a risk mitigation.
Yeah. Okay.
Jay, do you have his?
We have a show in May and one in June.
May? What are you doing in May? One day on a Wednesday around noon Central.
No, it's already scheduled. May 10th.
I'm sure I have some time
May 10th. Okay, he's good. May 10th.
May 10th.
Your email.
Noon Central Time.
Do you have Tom's email?
Yeah, he's been on the show. I got Tom's.
Oh, that's right. Okay, yeah. May 10th. You're in.
Okay. What am I doing on May 10th at noon?
You're going to go with Brian, our DOT guy.
Okay.
30 minutes. Compliance and risk mitigation.
Noon Central.
Okay.
And you're going to talk about risk mitigation.
Okay.
And he's got stories like you.
Oh,
he's
that'll
like
be amazing.
Yeah, but on the truck side.
No, I mean it's important to have a Brian.
Yeah.
Right?
And a Tom.
In your business, you got to have a Brian.
Well, but you talk about these things, and I've been around dealers, right? And they're like, they only really seem to care about what they want to care about. Is that fair?
Until it's a problem.
Right.
And then they care about it.
And you come in and say, hey, what?
But
is it a hard sell?
Proactive. Well, it depends on each dealer has a different attitude about risk and about insurance, and some don't think it's important, and some think that if something happens, they can negotiate their way out of it.
Right. Yeah.
Dealers are entrepreneurial, right? And they're really super smart.
We'll figure our way out of it.
We'll figure a way out of it.
Yeah, that's true.
For me, I would sleep better at night knowing that these problems are.
And they've got a lot. I mean, their net worth is always pretty significant.
Your typical single point dealership is going to be valued at 20 to 30 million, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's
when we started.
That's not my number. I asked a group of CPAs because I spoke at a CPA conference.
Okay.
Who does books for dealers?
Yeah.
And I asked them. I said, "How much is a single point dealership worth?" And I said, "Is it 20 million?" And they all said, "No, that's too low." And they said, it's closer to 35 million. And I said, 35 seems high to me, but pick a number. You pick
20 to 35.
Somewhere between 20 and 35 million.
That's a lot.
It's a lot to have to protect.
Yeah. So that's when you start getting into trusts and you start doing living trusts and you start breaking all kinds of rules.
None of that makes any difference if you don't have the right coverage, right?
Start with the fundamental. Got it. Okay.
That's right.
Wow. I love this. Yeah.
I know.
Tom,
he loves
amazing.
You. We really
amazing.
Do like it a lot.
Love Tom.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
He's giving you the round
Thank
of
you,
applause.
Tom. I'll be in touch. Right on.
Thanks, Tom.
That's incredible. He's amazing to talk to.
Yeah, for sure. He's fun. Good guy.